So I used to ride Okada. Oh, I had this, there are many rivers I had to cross from Imo State to come to Kaduna. So you don't expect me to come to Kaduna and be counting crocodile. You know some my points. You don't expect me to come there and be doing, living as if there is my abode, even though I'm an origin of that location. So there was this hustling spirit in me. I get to my point. I was always trying to hustle. So that was how I bought bike. When I bought bikes, first, second, even when governor stopped, many things happened. I started riding bike. So it was in a location, it was a time when, because of the way I was riding bikes, and see, there are many of my friends then that if they want to do all this contribution, if I am not in that contribution, they will not do. Because they know that anyone I'm inside, there is a level of seriousness. I used to do like 3 hand, 4 hand, 5 hand, only me, because of the other bikes I had. Get my point? That was how we were doing. So there was this time I was to ride jump. So because of that jump I wanted to ride, I think I had to go for extramural lessons, and then I now traveled to Jigawa State to go and ride my jump. That was where my center was. In that process, that few days, the balance these guys were bringing was not actually what is going to be enough to sort my what's the name, my adashi contribution I was doing. So that day after the jam, I needed to enter road and look for at least 10,000 naira. I was looking for at least 10k. That 10k, when I now came out in the morning, instead of as usual, sir, as at that moment, the kind of money that God was giving me in Okada, sometimes I don't even used to tell my fellow Okada men. You know why? They used to see it like lie. It's a lie. Imagine coming to tell your Okada. That time, I'm not talking about now that Okada men will get 50,000 naira. That time, you see me, the highest earning of an Okada man then was like 253k. But you see me, before daybreak, before evening, from daybreak to evening, my work, sometimes you see that I've gotten 12,000. I will tell Okada men that I used to use 2 full tank in a day. That time fuel was very cheap now. No, now that Okada men are afraid to even go long distances. That time we used to anywhere, how much? So that was how I now brought my bike out. As usual, like I told you, I always pray, and God is always answer me. I have there's these songs that, I sing songs in my heart. I always worship. There is just one kind of grace I was enjoying. If 100 Okada men are in this road, I have this positive mindset that it is me that are going to, that any customer or any passenger that is coming out, it is me that the person will stop. And before you know, you just see that, and it's me that will just park. So that was what God was just giving. So that day, instead of me to say, God, help me again, your son again, help me again. And I was like, here we are today, I must get 10k. Here we are today, I must get 10k. So that means, what here we are means by fire by force. Today I must get 10,000 naira. I entered the road. Before 12 o'clock, I wore this, I don't know whether you know combat trouser that has different pockets everywhere. So I sprayed my money, 500, 1k, 200, 100 naira, 50. So 50 naira and 20 naira. That time, 20 naira was a very big money. We are here, always. So that was how, as we are doing this thing, riding. 12 o'clock, I already had 3,000. I didn't know. I already had 3k in my pocket. I didn't know because I didn't gather this money. So, in one roundabout, then in Kaduna, they have demolished the roundabout, Leventis roundabout. Across, I was by this side, see other bike men passing. But this man is a copper. He wore white. It was a Friday. He wore this white jalabia. He told me I should turn. At first, I was skeptical because see what that bike going now. Why is he telling me to come? But though if you see me that time, very neat. So I started feeling maybe because of he likes somebody that is neat and my bike is looking very clean. So I now went, turned the roundabout, came to his side. He now told me to take him to Sabongaya NYSC camp. The camp now is no more operational because of insecurity. So they now took the camp now to in Kaduna. There's one place they call Kurumashi. So that's where the camp is now. So at that time, it was in Sabon. That's after Kakao. He said I should take him there. I was like, okay, how much? As at that time, bus to that place is no more than 200, 150. So I told him to pay me 3K. He nearly insulted me. He said he's going to pay me 1,000 naira. I said, I'm not going. At the end of the day, I think it's 2,000 naira. He now gave me the money. I said, let's go. 2,000 naira. Now I give him 2K. I said, let's go. As we are now going, he now told me something. He said, he already told people that he's going to go and meet. That he has reached halfway. Please, let me meet him there. Ha! I say, Haba. That one is what I even love. I love all this. We play with bikes very well that year. I changed gear. I said, they're firing. When we now reach this place, they call Abuja Junction. When I came from Pijo Junction, I was just turning down with speed. That was how this 406. I don't know where that was coming from. I was in the middle of the road now. You see the way I was swerving. Say this guy is an expert. And that was how this guy just came. Led me like this. Me, I only fell on the ground. Why my customer, my passenger, that is white jalabia he wore. Oh my God. Because it was in the afternoon, there is sun. He was just rolling on the quota. And any roll, that was how the team was just peeling the guy's skin. Oh God. It peeled this guy's skin, not play. And at the end of the day, they now rose us up. Thank God, no any car. My store, there was one truck that was coming. Boom, boom. God helped us. We stood out. Who is the person that hit people? What happened? The man went front and back. A Yoruba man. So we were there, and God feared him, actually. It is not everybody that will do this thing he did. He came back. He parked his car and now ran back. So while they were like, who is the person? This person say he's the one. Ejo was begging that, please, you should not be offended. People want to beat him. People want to slap him. Why will you do this thing? So at the end of the day, he now put his hand in his pocket and now carried money. 3,000 naira. I was giving me. Sorry, 5,000. He brought 5,000 naira to give me. And to give us now. So my passenger was like, are you stupid? Are you mad? You hit us? That guy has money. That copper, he has money. Because for somebody to pay that amount that year, I think coppers were seeing how much was their salary that time. You get my point? For 11, I think 9,000. That time, he had money. So he was like, you hit me, you are not giving me money, are you stupid, are you mad, The guy was raking. This Yoruba man, I think somebody now told him again that, go change this money, add it up. So he now brought 5K to me, 5K to him. So it was 1,000 naira that me and him now agreed to carry me to that place, to the Sabonga. Boss is 100 naira 150. I get my point. This man now agreed to give me, he now came, carried 5K, and was like giving me that, please, I should not be offended. As the money entered my hand, because of what my passenger had done, you understand? My passenger was still raking now. And I collected the money, I was like, haba. I was raking now, no, haba. So one guy now came and met me and said, bro, if this money you don't put down for your pocket, if police come here, that money na DPO no. And as I was just shouting, haba. I didn't even know when the money just entered my pocket. Yet I kept on. So they now went and begged him, the other of my customer too, my passenger. Him too, they gave him 5K. So afterwards, he agreed. He now collected the money and now came back. As he now came back, he was like, "Can we go again?" I say, "Yes, let's go. Let's continue." See, my hand, my bike, he only bent neck, you understand? So I carried him. We went down Gonungora. There's one place called Gonungora in Kaduna State. We went there. He now told me that I should look for any chemist. Nothing happened to me. It was only my leg. See it here. I will show you the spot. It was only my leg that I had this scar because my shoe bent. God was just so merciful. My hand, I had hand gloves. So the hand gloves peeled. At the point where I didn't, the bike rolled 1 meters more, it will have been my hand that will have peeled. Same way my leg, it will have been my leg that will have peeled off. But it seemed just stopped at the point where it's supposed to stop. So I didn't get any injury except my leg that there was this small scratch which would have been worse than that. So we now looked for a chemist. He was the one that was having all this scar everywhere. What did they do for me? The man just rubbed GV and my hand just swelled because of the heat. It is not as if the thing busted. Just gave me, then now gave me ampiclos and paracetamol and the rest. Why him? They removed his clothes. See, everywhere was now blood. So while they were doing his own cleaning, I now repaired my bike. It was only the neck I just bent. And I stressed it. That was it. And before you know, he now came out after the evening. I said, "Can I still carry him and go?" I said, "Yes, why not? That I've repaired the bike." And I said, "Okay," that he had already called them and told them that he had an accident. People that he was supposed to go and meet. And what happened now is that, please, let's just go small. I said, "No, Anna." So they started going gradually. When we now reached the place, I now packed. At that moment, I wanted to even start telling him sorry for wounding me. Sorry now. The guy now brought out 2K. It was 1K that we agreed on. He was one that still paid for this medical bill. He paid like 2,000 naira for that cleaning and the rest. And still yet again, he's making that money to give me. He now gave me 2K. As he gave me that 2K like this, even if I was like, they gave me money, okay? No, this one is your own. But my mouth, like, it was sealed. I was trying to talk, but nothing was coming out. And that was how I was just looking at that man vanishing away. Until he entered the NYSC camp. Turning my head, turning back, I didn't see this man again. I climbed my bike, and now I hit the bike. Started moving. Something like a knock on my head. Count this money. I now packed, cleaned my bike, urinated, started counting my money. In this my combat, 500, 200, 100, 50, 20, 10, even 5 naira had value that time. Do you know that I counted this money and even 10 naira did not climb on top of this 10,000? I told myself that I wanted 10,000 naira by fire by force. 10,000 naira come my hand now. Now I had an injury. My hand is swollen. At that very moment, I cannot ride my bike very well, actually. I was feeling pains. I now had these boys coming in. How wouldn't I give you the 10,000? Why do you have to use Iyawiya by fire by force? Do you think I don't know that you want 10,000 naira? Or do you think I'm not willing to give you at that very moment? Hi! As I was hearing these voices, before I just broke into tears. I sat down in that place for more than 30 minutes. I was just crying, "Yeah, God, please have mercy on me." And I kept on hearing that when you want to pray, it really changed my mindset about prayers. All these people that I see them praying as if God is not existing. Bro, pray as if you are talking to your father. You just ask him, then have faith that he has answered it. Leave everything for him. It changed my mindset about prayer, I tell you the truth. He said, "You don't need to be telling me here we are. I know you need these things." Well, I now left there afterwards. There's no work again now. So there's this particular place in television where Okada guys used to go and eat yam and the rest. So I now went there. I now saw my other Okada guys. I was like, They now saw me. What happened? I said, I go accident too. And I narrated my story to them. You know what I told me? God! That if it's so that they will hit person, ask him, get accident and get this kind of money. Now let the accident come to him. Do you know that thing happened to him? There is power in our tongue. This guy, there's this particular place, let me refer it again. Murtala Square, there's this GT Bank close by. As at that time when I'm telling this story, when this thing happened, Okada men used to gather in front of GT Bank. You get so customers, passengers that come out of the bank, they usually climb and the rest. So this particular guy was around there. He was just trying to turn close to that GT Bank. Then here comes this guy. I don't know whether he was a thief or something, trying to run out of the bank. And that was how the guy clammed that guy. Till today, this guy is a guru. He's lame. He can't walk well because of the words. And down the day they now called us as friends. Now we should go and greet this guy. I went to his house. Hi, Leia in Kawo. When I went there, something was telling me I should tell him that it is the words that he spoke that day that became this. But they say wisdom is profitable to direct. If I tell him this now, how will he feel? So I just kept mute and just like prayed for him and said, God, God heal. And I went. What is the lesson to learn? Okay. Ask God. He say, ask, you shall receive, seek, find. Knock, you shall open. Don't ask like unbelievers. You ask in faith. Ask as if you are talking to your father and just have this mindset that he will do it for you. There's one song that I used to sing before. Sometimes God answer yes when I pray. You know that one? Sometimes God answer no when I pray. Sometimes God answer wait. Just because he loves me so. But I know that God will answer when I pray.